Hello everyone, I'm Jacob93 and in this video I'm going to be taking a more in-depth look in creating crafting recipes and going a bit more detailed than what I've normally done, which is just a brief look. And in the video I will also be including this little file. Now this is a little image I've thrown together explaining a bit more basic than what this video is going to be going into. Crafting recipes and one or two things to look out for. So what it is, it's been split into three sections. There's the green, the pink, or red, or whatever it is, and then the blue. The green is the code line, or 2 lines, or 3, however many lines it wants to be, of what you need to be putting in, and explains it a bit more. Now the red is creating TNT. Just copied and pasted the text from that and explained it a bit and put it into a context. And then this blue is the first line of ladders, and it talks about spacing when you want to create a blank space. I'm going to look into that soon. So I'm just going to pop that up there and open up Eclipse. So I'm going to go into Client, Source, net.minecraft.source, and then craftingmanager.java. I'm going to open that up. And we're going to maximize this. Now if we want to get this down again, what we have to do is click restore, and that will just make it the same size again. So as you can see, these things with add recipe next to it are crafting recipes. Now when you're adding a crafting recipe, the end of this little block of text will have the collections.sort. You want to put your little cruiser there, right in front of collections, press enter and give yourself some room to create your own recipes. So I'm just going to copy this green text now and create a slightly more complicated recipe than I've shown you before. So add recipe brackets new item stack brackets, and now we get the choice between choosing an item or a block, and this gets the name of the block of the item from either item.java or block.java. So for this I'm just going to be making bed. That will be item.bed. Once you've done that, comma, space, and now this number determines the amount of the output of the crafting recipe. So for this we're just going to put 2 for example's sake, and then move the cruiser out of that bracket and press comma again. New space object, and then the 2 square brackets, and then the squiggly open bracket, and then enter. New space between that actually. And then in this line we're going to put a quotation mark, I believe it's called, and then a hashtag, and then comma, and do the same thing again 3 times. Now this is, actually I'll go into that in a second. Then comma, character dot value of hashtag. We're going to copy what's already been put down and make sure that's got the correct markings around it. And then after the brackets, comma, and then what the hashtag's going to be. So we're going to put block.dirt. And this can be an item as well if you want. And stick a comma after that, and then the semicolon after that. Okay, so now I'm going to explain this recipe. When a vertical line of 3 dirts is put together, then we're going to create 2 beds. Now this item bed is the output of the item. 2 is how many are going to come out, so that says you want 2 beds when this recipe is complete. Now this little hashtag, now I'm going to explain this now. This first hashtag this first one is the top row of the crafting bench. This second one is the middle, and this one is the third. Now, because we've done it like this, it means any one of the three rows of three in the crafting bench are going to create the bed. Now this line character value of basically is a line that says hashtag equals, and this block.dirt is what the hashtag equals. So this line says hashtag equals a block of dirt, which altogether means dirt on row 1, 2, 3 will create this object. So we're going to save this. I'm going to boot up Minecraft and show you what this will do now. Okay, so I've got my crafting bench and I've got some dirt, and if we just stick this 1, 2, 3 in the vertical rows, we get our 2 beds. So we can pull them out and have a look in the middle row. Now it does the exact same thing here as well. And if we move this over, we will get the bed. Now if you notice, if we take it off that, we get nothing. We put it in the horizontal, we get nothing, and if we put it in the diagonal, we get nothing again. So what happens if we wanted to make the beds with this little dirt block? Now I'm going to show you how to do that now. Just going to pick up the dirt and get out of this. Okay, so now we've decided we want to make a diagonal common. So for example's sake, we're just going to scroll up and find something that already uses an existing recipe that you might understand. Well, you probably will understand. Okay, we'll just go with the compass. Well, now when you look at the compass, it uses a ring of iron ingots and then a redstone dust in the middle. As you can see here on the first line, so row 1 of the crafting recipe, we've got space, hashtag space, and this means it wants a blank, and then it forces the iron ingot into the middle space and then puts a blank behind it. So that basically means that the only place where it can go to create the recipe is in the top middle. So if we want to do the same thing for our little bed recipe, we have to find our hashtag, put 2 spaces in, which means we want the top left to be where the dirt goes, and this one we want it to be the middle, second row. So put a space on one side, space on the other, and this one you want to put 2 spaces just in front of it. So if we save that now, and we'll get Minecraft running up again, and we'll see if this has worked. So I'm in the crafting bench, I've got my dirt, 1 block there, 1 block there, and 1 block there. And we've got our beds again. So that's how you change the configuration of it. And if we do it the other way, it also works, because the spaces indicate that's the way it needs to be. So we take all of this out and go look at adding a second block to the recipes. Now if you want to create a second block, what we need to do is add or change the recipe for this bit. So to do this, we're going to add a capital X into this. Now I'm actually going to put a space in between, just so I know what I'm doing. So this will now mean we want a vertical row of dirt on the left hand side, and then we want a blank middle vertical row, and then X, whatever X is at the moment. So to give X a value or a block, you want to go after this block.dirt comma, get a space, and then type in character dot value of A again. Now this time we're going to put the X in, and again make sure it's covered up in these little pretty things there. And then we're going to press colon, and then we're going to give it a value of face balls. item dot face, give that colon, and now that line's completed. So all we have to do is every time you want to add another value in, you put X or whatever you want to. As you can see with this sticky piston, it's S for slime balls and P for the piston base, or the piston block. So if we save this again and go run the client, okay, so now we've got the 1, 2, 3 there on that side, and then the 1, 2, and then the third smiley face, and that creates the beds. Now if you move this along, it needs that space there. If we just jiggle around to this, that's the only possible way, apart from this way, of that fitting into the recipe. So as you can see, there's some fizzle around, and that's how we create a recipe. I think that's everything. Okay. I've been JCog93. Pleased to meet you. Out.